Dude, so how much did you make in 3 weeks?
We did $100,000 in 3 weeks.
But then you quit everything for that?
Yep, pretty much.
Crazy, bro. And now that new business is on track to do 100 mil.
Yep, that's the goal, bro.
Holy. So what exactly did you do to make the 100K in 3 weeks? And then what's your new plan, dog?
Very, very simple. Essentially, in the span of 3 weeks, I was like a growth operator back then.
Yeah, like a growth operator.
Yeah, and I partnered with Matt Shields. Y'all might know Matt Shields, he's an agency YouTuber. And he's at like 60,000 subs on YouTube around there. And me and him essentially launched a agency coaching program together, and they did super well. But I actually quit every single thing to start an insurance business.
So today, do you mind if you break down what this kind of like growth operator coaching program thing even is? Because I'm sure a lot of people don't even know this, especially what this insurance business is, how it works, and why you had such massive conviction to pivot into this. And then also your journey from being this hungry, broke Viet immigrant to then making 40K per month at your best month, very solid, and at age 20, right?
Yeah.
And the full offer that you ran with Matt Shields, that marketing, sales process, business breakdown that you got to over 100K in 3 weeks, and then a full breakdown on this entire agency industry. And these other info guys and marketing guys who are interested in this info space, they can bring all those sales insights and marketing insights also from the insurance space and drop all the sauce for all of them today. And can you also do a full breakdown on this entire insurance agency space and how people with sales and marketing skills in this info space who want to get into this info space also can then take actually insights from the insurance space and bring it over into our info space, high ticket space to make their systems better? Can you drop all this today here on the Tim Yoon Show?
I'm excited. Appreciate you having me.
Wow, crazy. Let's get started. So I guess before that, how did you kind of get into all this? I remember you mentioning that you're from Vietnam and kind of telling me that quick childhood story background.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Vietnam, straight up. I'm an immigrant. I moved here 6 years ago when I was 15. So I'm 21 now. I moved here when I was 15. Moved to Houston, so like the Sugar Land area, Texas. And when I first moved here, I mean, the goal was to be able to go for education stuff, right? That was like the goal. I consider myself pretty smart. I mean, we're Asians. Like, we're actually pretty smart. And got to school, do a bunch of things. And
yeah, but I remember at school, right? What kind of got you into this entrepreneurship stuff was the fact that you're kind of fat. Me too. Like I was 250
yeah,
pounds,
that's another thing.
and then you're kind of insecure and you couldn't get bitches. Like, tell me about that. How did that kind of bring you into business?
Pretty much. I mean, I grew up pretty fat. Like, if you want to put on a picture, it's you and like put it on. But yeah, I grew up like pretty fat, bro. When you fat, bro, you gotta be pretty funny to be making friends, or else you get bullied. And like, I wasn't pulling anything like that. Because of it, it kind of made me feel like a little bit insecure about myself. It also taught me a lot of different lessons. But I think the biggest thing was I always felt like I wasn't like good enough, right? And that feeling really, really drives me to do stuff. Bro, to be honest, I didn't do anything entrepreneurial until
A line in the sand moment, which is where you kind of got dumped by your girlfriend. Like, tell me about that.
So I essentially, like I mentioned, I didn't pull anyone growing up. But first year of college, first semester, I managed to get into a relationship. It wasn't like a serious anything. We dated for like maybe 4 months. And bro, I fell in love. It was like, well, relationship, you fall in love and you become too like attached and too needy, and we end up breaking up. But I kind of got dumped, and she kind of, got another guy. I looked at the other guy. I was like, there's no way that's my replacement.
Wasn't it like her best friend or something?
No, she was her quote unquote boy best friend at the time. And
that's how they always do it.
That's always how it's happened. And like, bro, I felt like so sad. I was like, I felt terrible.
Yeah.
It got to the point where I was like, bro, I feel like shit. That was like the line in the sand moment. It's like, like everyone has that moment when they're like, okay, I can either choose to be better or to be better. It was that.
100%. And that got you down into the path of self-improvement.
Yeah.
Finding people like PBD and who even is Patrick Bad Damon, like Dana White, all these guys.
Even TBD was even in the picture. It was Hamza. Hamza was he was on his come up. Iman.
Iman Godzi.
Yeah, so I initially was Hamza, and then I saw Iman, and I was like, man, this guy is fucking rich. And I looked at Iman, and I wanted to be like Iman. That was the motivation. And
interesting. I never got into Iman like that. I guess you did. Yeah.
But
then how you got in even deeper was that you got cooked by his VSL, right? Yeah, the 1 hour
his
like
YouTube
business breakdown thing.
His organic YouTube VSL. I watched it.
The 1 hour long thing.
This is it. This is my life solution. I need to build a bucket.
Yeah. And just for nobody that knows, like the VSO is like Iman's main thing. He had like 1 hour where he compares different business models
It's
and he
so
just
good.
cooks people at the end saying like, hey, start an agency, SMMA.
It's so good. And I mean, back then, like now I know, right? Like now that I'm in the game, I understand. But back then, bro, it was a YouTube video. I thought it was a normal YouTube video. So I watched it and I was like, bro, this is like the best thing ever. I just started SMMA and I was broke. And lucky for me, like my parents did well for themselves,
Got sold.
right? Like they're not like broke or anything like that. They did amazing for themselves. And that's why they were able to bring me to America. And I was broke, so I begged my dad for money. I was like, Dad, I need $1,500. I need to buy this course. Like, we need this course. If I don't have this course, like, I'm just gonna off myself. I need this. You know, like it was literally like that. I was like, I need this. I need to build an agency.
Damn.
That video,
So you copped it.
good.
Was it worth or what?
It definitely left with more question than I come to it.
Did you say the sales was good? Or is that somebody else? What mindset stuff was good?
The mindset stuff was really, really good. That was like part of the best about it. And I think Iman inspired me to do what, like, he got me into the game, right? For
Right.
what it was,
It's the original.
got me into the game.
And then getting you into the game that got you into the next part of the funnel.
Yeah.
Right? It always goes Iman Godzi, and then people get interested in Joel Kaplan next.
Yep.
Let's talk about that.
The next person was Joel Kaplan. So after I bought Iman, that was 2022 June. June 2022, I bought Iman's course. Finished it.
Like, who's Joel Kaplan? Just like high level. So
Joel Kaplan, agency coach, probably one of the biggest, if not.
There's like 252K subs on YouTube.
Yeah, like if not,
and then big scaled.
Big state.
Oh, and then also his YouTube guy is Lyndon. We're gonna have a pod with him too as well soon.
Yeah, Lyndon.
So that's gonna be pretty lit.
Super smart.
Yeah.
So
So check that out, guys.
Yeah.
Coming out on the Tim Yoon show. But yeah, continue.
I went from Iman to Joel. So Iman was like June and Joel was like August. So I didn't really do anything after I did Iman. I did a little bit. So I like cold called some people, but I went back to Vietnam. So I haven't been to Vietnam for like 3 or 4 years because of COVID. So back in 2022, like the border just opened again.
Right.
Essentially, I had to go back to Vietnam. I haven't seen my family in like so long. So I went there. So the month of July, I didn't do anything. I was hanging out with friends.
Right. August, you locked in.
August,
and then you paid like $500 for the 10K.
Yeah, bro.
You got it for 500.
So
tell me about that.
I essentially got into Joel's funnel from his ads. I didn't even know what Joel was. Like it was not.
Oh wow, you went cold, huh?
I didn't
entirely ads.
I was cold, like cold traffic ads. The offer was a free coaching call. That was the offer that got me. I was like, free coaching call. Book a call, thinking that's a free coaching call, and I show up.
You got yacked on it.
Later, I got sold. 3 hours. Took this.
Damn, 3 hours.
Bro, shout out. His name is Elias, and he actually served me. He made $50 for that deal. $50. I was his last call on the calendar. This is why it's so important to be like good stuff, because if he gave up on me, I don't even know.
What was the payment plan? It was like 10K for the total program.
$500 to 20 months. Bro, I was
just crazy,
bro. And
yeah,
I was the last person that got sold a payment plan. Joel told me like we ran that for like 3 weeks, and you were that person. So like everything,
right?
It's like divine intervention for me to be in that.
Fair enough.
It was like
fair enough.
Seriously.
So then you got into the program, and then what business did you start? Like, how did that go?
Yeah, so I started
like a lead gen, party telling, something like that.
Yeah, I was broke. That was my last dollar, straight up. And I was moving back to college, so I used to go A&M, Texas A&M, and I was on the way. August, I moved back to college, but I dropped out September 16, 2022. That's the day I dropped out.
Wow.
And at that point, when I moved back,
and you went all in on the biz.
Yeah, the lead gen agency. And
what'd you get it to?
17K a month, and I was taking home like 12K.
It's just a classic lead gen, right? Just to clarify, it's like
lead gen,
running Facebook ads, running sales calls, telling car details like, hey, I'll run ads for you, shit like that.
Yeah, like fucking super simple, bro. And then I did that. The way I did it was cold DM. So I was cold DMing people. That was how I was getting client, bro.
That's a bitch.
Bro, I was a savage, bro. I would DM people. They would give me objection at DM.
What do you think was the one thing you learned from that? What's like the main thing you learned from it?
Bro, the main thing, you have to pick up the phone and call people. So what most people do in cold DM is they will send the Calendly link. So I would DM people. They reply with anything, unless they say no, fuck off. But it was like an objection, be like, who are you? I would find the number on their website and call them. Hey, this is Tony from Instagram. What's up, man? And then like, boom, like because then your conversion rate is so much higher. Like people that I think it's like if you actually in this sales business, people want to have that connection. And you stand out so much more. It's like how many people in their DMs calling them, bro. I would call for fucking Instagram if I can't find the number.
Yeah. And you brought that dog mentality and grind mode into the next part, right? That was the content agency with Austin. What did you get that to?
That was 130 a month.
130 a month. Wow. What was the model? What are you doing for people? Wasn't that when the short form content agency was like a massive trend?
Timeline, right? So August 2022, I started detailing. I hit 17K in November. Everything's on my YouTube channel. See, and then from there, the reason why this is a big part of the story, I became really, really good friend with Joel, like really good friend. Like we were talking like every day.
How did you network that way?
Number one, I think, I mean, bro, like if you grew up fat, you have to be pretty funny. The initial thing that got me, I remember the call. It was a group coaching call with Joel, and I say it's Joel. It's like, Joel, you should start flexing more. I think Joel took it seriously, and he DM'd me after on Messenger. He's like, "You think I should actually start flexing more? Would that make?" And then it's like, "Maybe." He said, "I'm gonna call you real quick." And I was like, "Bro, that way Joel Kaplan's calling me." And he
Wow.
Messenger, and we start talking, and I helped Joel make his offer.
Oh, I think I helped Joel flex.
Well, the offer was 5 flying guarantee because he was doing 50 guarantee. I was like, $50,000 guarantee.
That's brutal.
That's too big. People can't comprehend making that money. I was like, just do 5 guarantee.
Are you going through the funny mode and you help him out?
Help him out.
And then what's the next part of the funnel?
Bro, you keep helping him out. And I think the biggest thing is just that it sounds so corny, but it's not really much so how much value you provide someone. It's how do you make them feel. Like, that's the biggest thing, bro.
So true.
Because I managed to hang out with a couple people who was just doing way better than me, even when I was first starting out. I think the biggest thing is that they feel good when they hang out with me. The good example is like fucking Kai Cenat, for example. He getting all these crazy celebrity on the stream because he's fucking funny, and the celebrity on their stream. So he's getting like Kevin Hart on his stream and like crazy people. Obviously, he's super famous too, but genuinely, if you can make people feel really good and more actually remind them of like how they used to have fun when they were a kid, I think like
so true.
So
and then you brought that networking mode, making friends with Joel, whatever, and then Joel connected you to Austin, and that's how you started the content agency?
So we're at November, right? So March 2023, so a couple months later, Joel was like, hey, you should go to Denver. So Joel lives in Denver. He's like, you should come to Denver for a month. We can film a bunch of content. I just got a content studio. Let's go. I was like, cool, let's go. I moved there. I live in like a basement. I just Airbnb in a basement somewhere. And then Austin came to, we would record a bunch of podcasts. And one of the podcasts was Austin.
It's Austin Crispell, right?
Yeah.
What was he doing then?
He was doing content too. He was running a content agency. And he's already doing like 25, 30 a month.
Right. And then you guys partnered up and the short form trend happened. Like YouTube Shorts launched, IG Reels launched, and all the coaches were like, I need to get short form content done.
Yeah. So essentially Austin, he was already doing like 25 to 30K a month. So I know their product market fit. Like the offer works. It's just the sales system was so bad, but it still worked. Like he was telling me.
But you're cracked at sales. And so then you came in.
Oh, that's when we came in. We revamped the whole thing. His ads is pretty good. Actually make a better funnel.
Right. So some ads to sales team to then close, things like that.
Yeah, like ads, BSL, like pre-call, nurture sequence, like confirmation, like all that stuff. And I kind of helped that out.
Basically like the info sales these days that a lot of people do.
Yeah.
But then you're doing it with like a done for you offer.
Yeah. Now looking back, bro, I was always been a growth operator, I guess.
Fair.
But yeah, I partnered with Austin. Initially, it was like 40, 60. So I was 40, he was 60. And then we ended up becoming 50-50 partner. I came in at 30K a month. And in the next 30 days, we hit 100. It was crazy. Like,
jeez.
It's my first time doing 100K a month.
What do you think was the number one thing that you did to scale so fast like that?
Sales, bro. Higher reps. So number one, outbound dialing. He didn't have any outbound dialing in place. Like there was no one outbound dialing. I was like, bro.
Outbound dialing the opt-ins when they land on the first page.
Yeah. It's like, there's so many meets. I'm like, bro, this is just money sitting here. So outbound dialing to get more appointment booked, to make sure like you're profitable, and actually have a sales script that built out. It was just like the fundamentals. The thing is, Austin was founder-led sales. That's different. Like the only reason why it was getting sales because it was founder-led sales. Oh, the other thing that we did that was low-key niche as fuck was we were running TikTok ads. We didn't even run Facebook. We were running TikTok ads, but
To who? To coaches? Like coaches are on TikTok?
no. We're doing business owner.
Oh,
It
just
was
broad
so
business
niche. We just
owners.
brought business owner. We do content for everyone. So, because bro, like Austin was making like plumbers go viral. There was no other short form agency that was doing what we did. And you're running a crazy offer front end, 1 million views guarantee, no niche, TikTok ads, also a new channel. And what we did was we didn't run nationwide TikTok ad. We would record different hooks for different big cities. The lead quality is like tremendously better. It's not even close.
Oh, and then in the actual ad, you'll be speaking like, "Hey, Texans, blah blah," like that.
Yeah, like hey Miami, or like Miami for that bunch of business owner. Hey Miami business owner.
That makes a lot of sense.
So we would pick like hotspots.
Yeah, high income hotspots,
And then we
and you go for those guys.
rip like very targeted hooks, and
Smart.
the lead quality was just like crazy. You know that black guy who were like,
Whoa, where are you going? Where are you going with this, bro? Chill.
you know the
I'm not
black,
trying to get demonetized, bro.
you know the black chef on IG.
Yeah, like super dragged.
Yeah, he opted.
Wow.
He
Did
didn't
you get on a sales call with him?
No, but he opted it. Like,
Oh, that's
we were
cool.
getting like,
Chef Rush is what it's called.
yeah. And we were getting like really good. Like, I don't even know how. It was like crazy. People, businesses are doing 10, 50 mil a year was just coming in like every day. And
Why? Why do you think that? Was TikTok just good? Like, did they have good data initially?
nationwide, TikTok was trash. But I think there's something to calling out the city. Like, someone call out Medellin entrepreneur right now, you would stop to look at it, right? Because it's so specific. The more specific, like, it's just basic marketing, right? But I think the high level people, they're so jaded to seeing like just broad ads that makes even just something a little bit more specific like that was like got their attention.
Okay, but why did the company die?
Yeah. So the company didn't die, it's still running actually, but why they leave? So we got to the point where 130K, I thought it was like so rich. I was like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever.
Yeah, especially agency owners. People think like 100K per month is so good.
Bro, the thing is, this is number one. We didn't do accounting correctly. So we're closing a lot of PIF, like paying full. But this is another thing for everyone watching this. When you close a PIF, that does not mean you realize all your profit first month. That just means that you still have to fulfill them for the PIF duration. Let's say I close a 20K PIF for 5 months. That's 4K a month. And my expenses is like a K a month for that client.
How much was the offer? 20K?
The offer was 4 or 5K a month or 15K PIF, something like that.
But then your profit margins weren't there because it was very done for you.
Yeah, so number one, bro, we made a lot of mistakes when it comes to like paying people. So the back end team, we're still making decent money. But I think Austin definitely overpay a couple people back end. Because what do? Like I can't blame him. And number two, our CAC was pretty good starting out. But another thing that we fucked up was we kept changing. We changed too much. We had something that was working and we kept changing. So what we would have done differently is I would have kept the thing that was working, keep running it, and have a different budget to test. We will just, whenever we test something new, we just turn off the old one. I'm like, yeah. And then eventually we got to the point where there was so many iteration, the thing stopped working. And I was like, where did we lose everything? Like, what happened? Right? So that was like the issue. But we still did pretty well overall.
But like, what was the final line in the sand moment that made you leave?
All I was gonna say was when we pay Matt Ryder, you know Matt Ryder, ex-CEO of 7 Level, and we paid for one-on-one coaching, and he was essentially told us the model you guys are running doesn't make sense. With looking back, it's true. We were running a very high transactional sales model, which is public. The issue is that this is how I see it. The more higher fulfillment something, the less sale you have to do. If you have something that's so custom, you don't want to onboard a fuck ton of clients because it's a lot to handle. Let's say info.
Operational inefficiency gets fucked.
The business is not a sales business. info is marketing and sale because everyone gets the same shit. There's no custom, right? It's like you get the course,
Right.
coaching call, you get CSM. Like
Then if you're running like a very done for you agency system, then it becomes very operational stuff. How you would fix that actually, and how we're doing that now is like you focus on having the front end perceived as done for you. So like the ads you're running is like, hey, we're doing done for you on the front end, but then have the back end be as templatized as possible. And then you could run that sort of model. But you guys didn't have either. Or you guys said like done for you in the front, and then it was like also very customized in the back, and you get screwed.
bro, we would film for them, meaning we would find someone in their area to go film for them. We would source the videographer. We would fucking edit for them. We would script for them. We would post for them. And like everything, bro, the scripting alone, that takes so much time. And the filming, bro, we would do
The promise was too aggressive.
yeah, we were able to fulfill it, but then we were doing so many sales. And like, I think our best month, we onboarded 15 clients at 30 videos each. That's an extra 450 videos a month that we signed.
Okay, so then what was the final moment where you left?
That's
Like, why did you leave specifically?
Matt. So Matt was like, just
Damn.
do them all.
So why did Austin stay then? Why did Austin continue the business?
Matt didn't tell me to leave. He was like, the business you guys are in is about building good operation, good product, and get business from referral. Like, you want less client, but one client pays you 10K a month or like 15K.
Right.
Like, that's the business.
No, I get it. So like, what made you leave? Like, why did Austin stay then? That's
That was the upside skill set. Because now the business is no longer about running.
So there's no need for
Or
right, but Austin still increased the operational efficiency, and then you just dipped out because you're a sales guy.
you know, like in life, at some moment you have like very clear path you have to pick. It's like, okay, if I stay, this path is like I have to go to a networking event, I have to do all these things to like meet high level people, but that's not my skill.
I get really good clients you
It's
have.
like I
High impact sales.
just into sales.
And then that was the perfect move to bring that skill set then to Matt Shields, right? And that offer. How did you get in there? Who's Matt Shields and like how'd you meet him? Tell me about that.
Me and Matt were friends beforehand. So after that was after I left, there was like a 4 months buffer where I started a new lead gen agency because I was like,
Try different things.
yeah, trying different things. I did some one-on-one coaching here and there. Still making money, which is great, but like nothing really hits. I was just trying things to see like, okay, what am I doing now? What's my next move? And I got to the point where I was like so lost. I think it was like a year ago, back in like February. I was in College Station in the middle of nowhere in Texas. We just moved out of Miami. So I also moved to Miami during the time. But we just moved out. And I was supposed to go to Costa Rica with my friend Josh Rivera and Matt Shields, actually. We had a whole house in Costa Rica. And now 12 months. Back then, I didn't have a visa. I didn't know if to get a visa for Costa Rica. I thought with my green card, I could go. So the last second, I'm like, oh, I don't have a visa, guys. I can't go. So I was going to spend some time by myself. Bought a house, like a B&B in the middle of nowhere in Texas. Bro, when you get isolated, that's when all the bad habits comes out. Like, you get a true reflection of yourself when you get isolated. Because now you alone your thoughts. And that's what you really see, you know?
Yeah, but then how did you go from there to Matt Shields?
Yeah.
So the next
I didn't know what I was doing. And I was just like so lost. I wasn't even religious. I sat down and prayed. I was so lost. I was like, bro, please just show me something. Just a sign, anything. I'm doing all these things. I'm making okay money, but like nothing felt right.
Yeah. So how did you get it with Matt Shields?
Matt called me a week after. He was like, yo, he like launched the agency coaching program.
You're already friends, and then you just got like it was like a bat signal in the sky.
Yeah. I don't know why. So I was like, at first I was against it. Funny enough. I was like, nah, don't want to. And then he said, no, let's do it. We talked about it. And then I want to do it. And now Matt's pulling back. Matt's like, nah, let's not do it. It's like, bro. And then
right. And at this point, like Matt had YouTube subs, just like talking about SMMA overall, like that business model. Got it.
Because Matt also at that point he was exiting his agency, so he was leaving his agency also. Like they were in the middle of selling it.
How much was Matt making per month then?
No, I don't know.
With all the businesses, because he had multiple agencies, right?
300 a month, something like that.
Oh, 300K per month.
Yeah. But Matt essentially wanted to do that, and then after convincing them, negotiating, whatever, we got in business together.
What was your percentage?
35% profit. So
35% profit. Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. And we got
went in. What was the offer? What did you launch?
agency coaching. So
Dude, and you know what's funny? I remember you telling me like there's legit just no USP. Like it was just agency coaching or USP, like unique selling proposition. How are you gonna beat Iman? How are you gonna beat Joel? Like Joel's offer was running still then, right?
Yeah, dropper still running. And then we didn't fucking launch it. So Matt posted in the school group one post like a while back. He's like, will you guys join if I ever start a coaching program? And that was a post. That's it. And people say, I would. People in the comments say I would join. That's already a warm market. That's good. So we did the work first, and then we essentially outbound on them. There was no USP. That was the hardest part about it. We didn't have a marketing angle. We have no USP. This model to take people down. You know, like that fucking 5 stages of awareness is like
Yep, no marketing assets. And then the big thing was this was only a short-term launch too that you guys were trying to do.
Yeah, me and Matt go into the business knowing that we will split.
So then you didn't like have any need to build out a bunch of marketing assets.
No.
So it was just cold ass calls.
Pretty much. I wouldn't say cold to the point where they don't know who we are. Like at least they know Matt. So we got brand down. But the issue is that we don't have the awareness part. It's like we got the brand. We don't fucking know what is this for. And that was the biggest challenge there. So initially we got, that's why that 100K in 3 weeks. The reason why we did it so fast is because we didn't spend time doing any marketing thing. We were just like, okay, cool, let's pick up the phone and try to sell some people.
What was the package? How much was it?
6K pre-launch, and then we up to 8K. So
6K pre-launch. Got it.
So 100K, we did it pre-launch, like before we actually made it public.
So how many sales is that? 100K divided by 6.
Sold some like fucking like big package. The biggest one,
probably like 16, 17 sales. Pretty good.
We sold a $20,000 package for like a year.
Wow. For somebody.
Like one-on-one yearly.
Damn.
So, but yeah, like we did it and it was really, really fun. Cause the reason we did it so well because we know how to convert a lower quarter audience.
What was the team like? How many people did you guys have together?
5. So 3 closers.
5. 3 closers, 2 setters.
And 2 setter.
What was the funnel? It was like school post, and you guys legit just cold DM'd on school and Instagram, right? Did you get their phone number, and you just would dial them?
Pretty much. That was the funnel.
Jesus.
We did that for the longest time, and that's all we did was DM, school group. And when we first we DM the people who were like, who would be interested first. So that was easy. But then after we run out of those people, we start DMing cold. Like people who didn't respond to the post, just join and we just mash it. Like, I don't know.
Out any content assets. So unsystematized. Dude, another thing you said, you're like, the setters, they'll go on, and the setters was basically like running a VSL. Like the setters would be the VSL, right? They would educate the
VSL. Okay, this is like marketing 101. It's like you want people to go from unaware to having some problem aware. They know their problem. If you have good marketing, then they solution aware. They know about your solution. At least you want them to be problem aware. It's like, okay.
Yes, problem, solution, product aware, most aware. That's what it is.
Yeah. So that problem and solution. It's like, okay, I have a problem, and okay, this might be like the solution here. But like, people were coming on. The funny part is that they were. Problem aware, they know who you are.
Everything's good. They know the product. They want to buy it. Yep.
That's tier 1 prospect. Tier 2 is someone who is problem aware and who's gonna buy something, but they don't know who to buy it from. That's tier 2 prospect. Most people can only close tier 1 and 2. Tier 3 is someone who is not problem aware, but they are open to be influenced. Right? It's like, let's say I go pitch you right now. How can I help you make more money? You will be open to like, yeah, I'm open to hearing you out, but you have a problem. Like there's nothing. Tier 3 is where what's our process tier 3. Like they were just open to hearing us out. That's it.
Right.
Tier 4.
And then tier 4 is like they just don't even want to buy it.
They don't want to buy, but you have massive.
And you have to persuade them from like boom, generate that desire.
I don't think most people should. You don't have to learn how to sell tier 4. That's very hard.
Yeah, at least tier 3 though. That's when you're solid. That's when you're like an intermediate around there.
Most people though only know how to sell tier 1. When you learn how to sell tier 3,
I like that.
As a rep.
So then this was where like you guys ran the tier 3 model. like cold.
Like, because then with good marketing, you can turn the prospect from
3 to 2, at least get them from 2 to 1.
yeah,
right? Get them in the range where it's like 2 to 1, but then you were doing tier 3s. Then closing tier 3s, what was the number one thing you learned? What was the biggest takeaway you had?
push versus pull selling. So what happened? What we learned. So I came from the background of NAPQ, like jury minor. I think a lot of people come from like jury minor. Like all high sales come from jury minor. Like fucking Cold Corn, Bill Wash, Johnny Mao, like all that shit, kind of similar, right? Shout out John, by the way, he's a good friend. But again,
Yeah, John Mao's also coming on the pod, so look out for that, guys.
great.
But continue.
It is all kind of similar in a way. So what we found is that if you get on the call, if you're selling, if you're watching this podcast, you have had prospects who are like, why are you asking so many fucking questions? Show
Yeah, had that too.
give you like really bad answer. The thing is that the reason why when you pull selling, I mean you asking question, they pulling yourself towards you, they already have to have a level of interest. Let's say
Level of desire.
Yeah. If I sell you on, I don't fucking know, you're in Medellin right now, Colombia. If I sell on going to visit me.
No, I'm in Canada now.
Canada,
I moved.
Canada. Yeah. Moving to Dallas to live here. You have zero interest. If I'm like, so what caused you to feel like you want to go to Dallas? Well, I don't fucking want to go to Dallas. It's like the same thing with like, when there's no.
You have to sell them on it first, like push.
So,
and then you could ask the questions to get them to come to you.
It's a dynamic of like, if someone doesn't want it, keep asking them questions.
The dance.
Yeah, it's
that in between.
I'm not saying like Grant Cardone, like buy this stuff right now. It's like you're educating them, right? You're showing them like you open up gaps in their mind by educating them, right? So, for example, this is what we would do, right? Let's say you will help now. You're an agency doing 5K a month. And I'm like, hey, what are you looking for to get help with? No, I don't know. You guys DM me. I like Matt. I just want to hop on and then see what Matt has to offer. And I would like double down.
Just keep asking you questions like, what the fuck are you doing? Shut up.
Okay, cool. No worries. So what we can do here, I'm more happy to do a quick audit. So we're like, okay, so what are you doing with your current business right now? We're like, cool. And then say, I would sell them on, I would start creating problem. So, okay, like for your setting team, for example, like how you guys making sure that all the reps are actually being trained properly? What's their training system there? Well, like we do, I don't know, we do this thing, call review. Like you guys actually know exactly how to run the meeting call. Be like, what are you guys looking for there? We do call review. Well, I'm not sure. We just kind of like watch the call. I'm like, right. So what happens is that a lot of reps, they sit down and call review. There's no intention behind it, right? You know that. Sometimes you're just watching the call, you just kind of watching it. You don't know what's going on. Like, it's just a waste of time. You see, I'm like, there's like a push and pull.
I see. You ask them the question, you get them to pull the pain out, and then you say like, hey, that's not the right way, and you push on them being like, this is the new way. They're like, oh shit. And the next thing, and the next thing.
Yeah, that's like one example, but like that is how, because at the end of the day, you think about your marketing funnel, right? It's like, that's what a VSL is. A VSL,
VSL is all the push.
Yeah.
Get them in pain state, desired state, and then the pull is on the call.
Yeah.
When you get them that in between.
But if you don't have a VSL, you don't have any like marketing assets.
Gotta do it on the crazy.
But it's
live VSLs.
It's the same thing applies, and that's why I think the reason why we managed to launch it so fast, because we didn't have to spend time doing all that. We just hop in and just start selling.
Right, and that's the benefit. If you know how to do this, if you know how to close to,
I don't think
then you're actually good.
I don't think long term is not scalable, because you have to have really like training. Building a good marketing system is way more leverage than like hiring good reps. It's just, if your business relies on having like unicorn reps, then it's too hard. Like most people won't be good enough to sell on that level.
But then at least, I guess the good thing is the fact that in this kind of medium, you did get to build your sales skills up.
Yeah.
And this is 2.5 months total that you did this.
Yeah.
And then Matt sold it for like 5 figures or something like that. How did he sell it? He sold a business, huh?
He sold the thing for someone else.
Crazy. How do you even sell info businesses, bro?
Our sales team was good. Like, you interview one of the closer was on with me, was Andreas, and he's a savage. So
yeah. So if you don't know, then Andres podcast either came out earlier or after this. I don't know, but check that out too.
But yeah, like that's what we kind of did.
It's like a Mexican looking kid.
Mexican. So we did that super well with the whole building that out. Because then again, we didn't bother to build. I'm not telling people not to do marketing, by the way, just for context, like you should. But for what we were there for, it was like a mercenary group. We just come in, Because then Matt's plan was like, yo, Tony, can you go and just acquire a bunch of people fast to fill the
Right.
because he wants to upsell people in a one-on-one.
How much is a one-on-one? What's the price of the one-on-one?
It's not crazy expensive. I think he was doing like 4K a month for
Okay.
like a couple
I
calls,
see.
like 1 call, 2 calls.
Right. But I guess ultimately, like, the biggest thing, you learn to be even more dog at sales. And then you start bringing that into the insurance business. I mean, it's solar in between. We'll just kind of skip through that. But in the insurance, I think it's very interesting because that's what you're doing now.
Pretty much.
So
After I was like solar. Quick brief story. So after Serve Others, I did solar for a couple of months. That was when I really learned a lot.
just really high level. We don't want to go too deep into it, but like, what's just one thing that you learned from solar that you think people here can take away?
I think like the biggest thing.
Maybe how the D2D guys work.
Yeah, I would say solar taught me one thing is like most of the time, more volume will always fix your problem. I think everyone, especially entrepreneur, we always want to find like the next best solution. And it's not a bad thing. It's a good mindset. But sometimes like all you do is do more. You get to be able to sell people who are not problem aware. Because I feel like I saw success really fast and it was good, but it also taught me the wrong lesson because I didn't really have to work crazy hard for it. Like I worked hard for people, but like came up in like 3 months.
Yeah, when you're doing the SMMA thing. And even me too, like I moved up so fast. My agency I got my first client in like 3 days, and then I got to like 13 and a half grand in like 2-3 months just because of the YouTube and the networking.
Yeah.
Right. But then we went through the bullshit with the door to door or with the solar stuff.
Yeah.
And that was like what you're saying, right? You grinded
We
to get there.
Because we were building a in-house cold calling team. So cold calling homeowners, and then it was just so hard. And it really taught me like sometimes you just need to work more and be able to control your.
So then you brought that like hard work grind mentality into the insurance biz. And then just like high level, I want to give people what it is. Basically the business, it's like very similar to the sales agency models that a lot of people in the info marketing space or people that are just they run sales agencies where you go into like, let's say an info biz and you get like a percentage of the business because of the setters and the closers that you place. Like that's the model that Pierre runs. Like a podcast that I did with Braden too. He does the same thing.
Yeah.
Posted earlier. But then the thing is like that business, you're just doing it in the insurance space, right? And you go into like a large insurance business, talking about it at like a high level. There's also suppliers, right? And then those suppliers, you're kind of like an affiliate marketer for them almost.
To keep
right.
it simple, we run a brokerage, right? So simple term is a brokerage, meaning we're not actually the one doing the fulfillment. It's insurance.
Yeah. So those that fulfill, they're like banks.
Yeah.
And then these guys, they give people almost like software subscriptions. And the idea is like, hey, I'm going to make sure that this house right here, you're safe. Yeah. And that this house, if it burns down, you're getting some cash back for this.
Yeah. So the life insurance model is like, let's just say I run a brokerage and then different banks, they do the fulfillment, meaning let's say you pass away, it will pay out your family a bunch of money for it. And that's how life insurance works. So we just have access to a bunch of different companies that we sell to. So let's say this is me. I'm essentially the middleman between the customer and the supplier. And we just run a strictly sales business. The actual business is kind of like running a sales org.
So just like high level, I want to explain what you're selling though, right? It's kind of like a Netflix subscription. And then somebody who like dies or their house burns out.
No, there's no house.
Instead of like
dies. Like, if they pass away, it will pay off.
Right.
It will pay out the money to someone.
Right. They just get some free cash. But then like you still have to pay a subscription of like $100 a month consistently. And if you die, then you get like 200K.
Yes.
Or if you die like earlier, you get even more. So that your family's insured. They're safe.
Pretty much.
Right. That's like the term insured.
Yeah, that's life insurance.
But then like there's the suppliers. Then you're the in-between middleman dude who like does the sales to bring people into this thing. Yeah. How these companies, they sell their product is through guys like you who are insurance agents.
Sales marketing is through us.
How did you get into this biz? Was that where you found with PBD? Patrick Bet-David, he had this business. Didn't he exit it for like a massive amount?
Yeah, sold for a decent amount of money, like 9 figures.
And then he interviewed like Donald Trump. He has like how many followers on YouTube right now?
Oh, he's up. He's
Let me see, actually. Yeah, he has 2.75 million. He's valuetainment. He's like interviewed Andrew Tate, shit like that.
2.5. He's at 6.83 on YouTube.
Yeah, he has a big ass YouTube, Instagram, right? And this guy, how he made his cash was through the insurance business. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, and then the reason why I picked the insurance business was, I think, number one, my skill set. I enjoy selling, I enjoy running sales team, I enjoy doing all that stuff, and I enjoy like training people and stuff. So it makes sense skill set wise. And the reason why I picked the industry was, number one, it's been around for a very, very long time. Like insurance has been around for just a year. So
Tell me about like the psychological reason why you got into this. Why did you feel like you want to do something different?
So I think, well, I could have gone like the traditional high ticket route where most people go. I don't know. I just always want to do something different. I didn't want to just be another high ticket guy. I think part is definitely like ego and like pride. It's like, I want to be different. I want to be the guy that like make it differently. I can talk about the psychological side was that. Like the emotional side was definitely a lot of it was like ego and pride. Like, bro, I want to get out high ticket. I don't want to be like all the other guys. And I want to build something so big that people just look at it and be like, damn, they make the right decision. It was kind of the same way I thought when I left college to build my own agency. All the people there, like every traditional route for me was like college, make money, author, everything like that. I was like, I didn't want to go down that route because I was like, pride, also pride. So I want to be different. So I was like, well, I'll do something else.
The time frame is like what? 2 years in college and then also 2 years in high ticket, and now you're like on to the next university.
Yeah. And then like, I'm like, cool,
Right.
I want to go do something.
Now this is your master's degree.
Yeah, it's kind of in a way.
Nice.
The thing is, I don't think it's like, I could definitely make more money short term if I stay in high ticket. Because I sold a couple coaching clients. I'm like, bro, there's so much money in here. Like rope operating. This is a lot short term, but the logical reason why I left was I think long term insurance way better. Like it's not even close. The industry's way bigger. Like it's not going anywhere. And the TAM is way bigger. The reason why you can scale it because, number one, the TAM is way bigger. And number two, the product is not user dependent. When you sell an infra product, for example, you can give them everything they need. Does not mean they succeed. It's user dependent. You know what I'm saying? Like insurance, you just buy the fucking insurance. That's it. You don't have to be smart to use.
And it also fit with your skills.
Yeah.
Like a lot of guys that are watching this, probably like marketer guys too, but then you're like a sales guy and it works out because insurance, you need to be a dog salesperson.
Yeah. That, and also like you're saying on the emotional side, which is more like, I kind of just want to be different. People want to go down.
Do my own way. That like Spider-Man scene.
It's a smart decision. Who knows? Only time can tell.
Well, we'll see it play out. I mean, you're already at like 92K a month, right? With it?
Last month, our team did 92. And then last week, we actually hit a record. We did 42 last week. So it's pretty good.
Damn, 1 week. So 42 times 4, if you extrapolate that, could be like 100K
We'll see
a month.
4 weeks straight.
I'll see. Nice. Hold on. Let's just give you people a high level though of like what we're even selling. So I know in insurance, there's like a few different analogies, like different offers that we could sell, right? So one of them is like financial expenses. There's also
final expense. So like in insurance,
right, final expense.
Any offer is like different niche, I guess. So you can just sell final expense. So final expense meaning that, hey Tim, when you pass away, we will help you cover your funeral costs, all that stuff. Because that stuff's expensive, right? And then there's mortgage protection. And that's like, hey, if you pass away, we'll pay off your home for you, your mortgage. Or there's like, you're selling IUL, something like that. That's more like on the investment side, where not only you get insurance policy, but you also have to look at investment account with it. I'm not going to go into the nitty-gritty on that because it's a lot.
Yeah. But okay, big pillars is like, one, if you die, we give you money. Or like, if you die, then we'll pay for your funeral, basically. You old fuck. And then the other one is like, your house burns, then we'll give you some cash.
No. Like if you pass away, we'll pay off your mortgage for you.
So if you die, then your house is paid off by us.
Yeah. So when you pass down
because you pay for our subscription.
Yeah. So when you pass down the home to your wife or your kids or something, they don't have to make that payment.
And then the other one's like IUL, you make, what is it again?
It's IULs is like essentially insurance, but also with investment that comes in it. It's a whole different thing. It's being like, but when you make the monthly payment, a part of that monthly payment is going to an investment account. So you can sell it as like an investment vehicle, not just like insurance. That's also a different product, but what we do.
Got it.
Then
man, the mortgage
life insurance, like if you pass away, we pay you money. But the thing is, if you say that, it's like marketing. It's not a cool angle. It's just like a different angle we're approaching. It's like, instead of me telling you right now, Tim, let's say you buy a home, right? You have a mortgage. And I'm like, hey, Tim, if you pass away, we'll give you $200,000. Versus, hey, Tim, you pass away, we'll pay off your mortgage for you, So when you pass the home down to your kids, they don't have to worry about the mortgage payment.
Right. Like you position it better.
Yeah, it's
Of course.
positioning, 100%.
Okay. So then what about like how you're going in there and actually marketing? Because you're marketing, you're yelling it on the thing, but I'm talking about like you have the marketing in our world. It's like running ads, getting leads that way, getting opt-ins, getting emails, phone numbers that way. We pay the Meta Zuckerberg to get the lists. But in this situation, you actually cop the lists in a different way, right? So tell me about that.
Super simple. The way we're doing it, number one, so we're buying leads from a different vendor. So we're not generating our own leads. But the way the leads being generated, it's very simple. It's direct mail. So this company that we're buying leads from, they send mail out to different homeowner. And if the homeowner is interested, on that postcard, on the mail, there's a number. If they call in, then they become the lead. Then we just buy the lead off them.
So just to re-explain, it's like there's a house, somebody buys a new house.
Yeah.
They get a piece of mail that's sent to them, and the mail says, yo, dog, you bought the house. You better keep it safe. Call this phone number. We got you. And then they call the number on the mail thingy, and then that's when the lead capture happens.
This is
right?
I've had.
Because they call the thing, and now you have the permission to put that number on a list. And it's like a big Google sheet where like there's a bunch of phone numbers.
Yep.
And then those are like hot diggity dog leads that like just bought a house and they need insurance. And so then that list of leads, some other company, it's called like a lead company, they sell it to people like you who then are like, oh yeah, baby, these are new guys that want home insurance. And you go and call them up and you're like, yo, dog, now you need home insurance. Let me help you out. I got you.
So yeah, so that's exactly how the model works. Like obviously, if they call in from a postcard, the quality is just better than Facebook ads. Because
why do you think so? Because they're not just tapping digital buttons, right? They actually are
it's more
looking at a physical thing.
Yeah, it's more friction, and that's more like a traditional method, right? It's like saying that right, but it's a very traditional way of market, and people just trust that more. Like for example, if you see someone run an ad on Facebook, they put the same ad on a billboard. You see the billboard guy, you would trust that more. It's just because it's like
there's like
you could see it, even though it's the same fucking ad. So there's something to like the traditional.
Maybe we should do that. I think I'm actually doing that on offer. One of the offers is also just high level for you guys if you don't know. Like I run info offers, right, as well. And so one of them, like we're running a webinar before we're actually thinking of selling like a physical postcard with like books to get them like hyped up to have like materials on the webinar. They're like taking homework notes and then they got sold like that.
Yeah, but then I feel like you would spend so much to acquire a lead though. You spend all that money.
It was actually companies that do that or people though.
Yeah.
Like for agencies that send out those packages. So we'll see. Who knows? It could work out.
The conversion.
We're only sending it to SQLs. So SQLs are like sales qualified leads, the leads with the most money, basically.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
That might be a bad idea, to be honest.
Yeah. But that's cool. So
I don't know. You have to track that, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see. So then you do that. And then basically the same thing, right? You appointment set these people and you close them.
Pretty much.
I like it.
The sale,
okay, cool.
Like the sale thing is very simple. Like the business is not about like selling insurance is fucking easy. Like if you can't sell insurance, you should just quit sales. Like it's not a hard thing to sell.
Or so the sale itself is actually pretty easy.
Yeah, because the thing is, it's been around for so long. Like people know what insurance is, right?
And they know they gotta buy it. Yeah. It's legally they have to buy it.
Not legally. For different insurance, they do. But the thing is, like with life insurance, so maybe I'm gonna try and explain this concept, right? But it might make sense, it might not. You know how we talk about the funnel, like the marketing unaware, problem aware, solution aware, all that stuff?
Sure.
So when you're running an offer, like high ticket, selling coaching or something like that, you have to build that funnel aware funnel yourself. But with insurance, something that's been around for so fucking long,
people are already
already know that.
They know, right? I see what you're saying. Because like oftentimes you have to educate them like, hey, this is a course. You're going to be buying a course. You're going to be buying a coaching. Group coaching is where you talk to somebody and they help you. But then insurance is like, they know what it is. They have to buy it.
Yeah. And then it's just like, they want it. That's the thing. Most people want it too. So like the selling thing it's easy. To the point where it's kind of like order taking. Like when I sell it, it feels like order taking.
You're like at McDonald's
and
you're back at the 9 to 5.
Straight up.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you're taking $1,000 commission order, not 9 to 5 order. It's the only difference.
Which is good. So, because like that's not really the business, right? The real business is like you running a mini coaching program.
Yeah.
Right. So tell me about that. Because here's the thing, right? I like to break businesses down into like marketing, sales, fulfillment, ops, And so here the marketing is like you getting the leads and buying the leads from those people that give you leads. Sales is like you closing those people. And then fulfillment is like the companies already do it for you.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is that the sales part, or sorry, MSF, and then O, right? Operations, which is like where you're leading the team. And this is actually the biggest part of the biz. It's like the business, this is more like this versus like in a info business, it's more like this where there's more marketing sales. Here, there's more fulfillment or operations on the back end. And so a lot of your business is actually running this coaching program. Just kind of tell me about that.
So maybe I like the way you break it down, but I feel like the better way to look at it is like there's two parts of the business, right? Part number one is actually selling the damn insurance. There's one side. So part one, selling the insurance itself, right? The thing is, you can make good money selling insurance, but on the other part of the business is recruiting. That's where you actually build a massive, massive agency, because I think you can get to the point where you're making 50K a month commission easy selling insurance, right? But if you want to make like a couple hundred a month in take home, you have to build.
Right. Just like you closing deals, you make 50K commissions, but then the big thing is building a big pyramid shaped thingy, and then you bringing in other agents under you,
Pretty much.
right? And you get what's the term? It's like a overtake or something?
Override on the team.
Right.
So then
Right.
it has to be two funnel, right? It's like it's marketing, sales, whatever. So this one part will sell insurance. The other part is for recruiting. So over here is like, how are we getting new recruits, right? Organic, pay ads, outbound, like it's a whole nother set of business. That kind of makes sense of like this two part, right?
Yeah.
The part where you sell insurance, and the other part you're selling people into selling insurance. So in this part, same thing, marketing. What's my plan on getting more recruits? My brand, get outbound.
Okay, and why do you want to get recruits? Why do you want to have like 600, 700 reps? Because you said your goal is 600, 700 reps in like a physical office in Dallas, right? So why? Because you get 10% of whatever they make?
Pretty much around there, 10% average.
So then the big cash flow is like if you have a bunch of guys under you, and then all the 10% flies up to you in a nice shape like this thingy, and then you at the top, you would make the most amount of cash.
Yeah. The reason why it's not a pyramid scheme, right? Because the way pyramid scheme works is that, because I looked into this too, I was like, well, this is a pyramid scheme? The reason why a pyramid scheme is when there's no product to sell. The pyramid scheme that I recruit you on my team and I make money, regardless of you selling or not. That's a pyramid.
Right.
But here, I recruit you, you don't pay anything to me, right?
Right.
And I only make money when you get a sale. It's like I'm incentivized to make sure you get sales.
It used like an oldest dog, whatever the term is, oldest dog model that has worked super well, which is the pyramid scheme model. But then it's doing it with like an actual legitimate business, number one. And then number two,
term, it says same pyramid scheme. I feel like same pyramid scheme is bad. And it's like multi-level marketing, essentially.
yeah, which is also not that good. But the thing is though, like regardless of what it is, the fact is how to actually run that type of thing, like how to make the shape of the thing, whatever it's the shape as, successful is like a coaching program. Like it's borderline like a sales coaching.
I actually think this is where, before I say this, I actually think the reason why multi-level marketing and pyramid scheme has a bad rep is not because of the actual business model. It's because people who runs it typically overpromise people to recruit them. So kind of like, think of this way. When someone say, I run a coaching offer, there's also some negative stigma behind
some negative stigma to it.
But then it's not, because the model itself is great. Info is great. It's cash flow. You make so much money. Info is
but then they overpromise it.
But it's the bad apples that overpromise it that makes info looks like a bad model.
No, but okay, now tell me like tactically how to run this though, because it's very much similar to like a sales coaching program. What's your day-to-day look like running this type of coaching program?
So it's super simple. I mean, right now I'm still actively selling because I want to be able to like lead from the front. Day, I wake up, hit the gym, I will set appointment. Today, I'm doing things like this. Like I'm recording content, I'm training new reps, we're running like group coaching call, one-on-one.
And why is it like a group coaching call? It's because you have to bring everybody up together, right?
Yeah, because there's so many reps. Like you're gonna get to a point where you have like 100 reps.
How many people are under you right now? Like how big is your team?
Actively selling 50. No, not 50, my bad. 10. But I recruited like 50, 60 people so far.
Wow. So 10 guys under you. And basically like every day you're running a pretty much like a sales team meeting.
Yeah, every day. And the goal is to keep scaling that to the point where there's so many reps. So the thing is, the reason why I say it's kind of like a group coaching program, because think of it this way. I recruit you. The reason why this business model is not like a normal sales team, because the rep has to buy their own leads. I'm not buying leads. You kind of like run your own business in a way. Like it's your own insurance business. You can choose how much you buy leads. So I don't have that much control over you. All I can do is give you all the tools you would need in order for you to be successful. That sounds like a group. So that's why I'm like, cool. This is the script. This is the thing. This is all the mindset thing you would need. Go do it.
Yeah, so you give him a course. Pretty much give him a course.
Yeah.
You have coaching calls. And yeah, it's good. Like I know some guys, even in like info businesses, they literally, like I remember Nick Cosman. People don't even know exactly who he is, but like
is like a fuck it. What?
Yeah, he's tripped it. He's tripping out.
Name is so long.
Yeah, but like basically with him, right? The thing is, he had another offer because he had his main offer that he would sell to business owners, but he also had an offer that he would actually sell to sales reps because he wanted more sales reps into his business for like $2,000. But then you're just doing that. You're pretty much running like a sales coaching program, but then you're not charging people up front. Yeah. It's actually quite a good thing.
Yeah. Well, I could charge.
Doing a very kind thing.
I really wanted to.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Interesting.
To be honest, I could launch a sales coaching offer, charge them up front. Like, if you want.
I swear I'm not running a pyramid scam. I'm not a scammer, bro. Please, please. I swear.
For legal purposes, I won't do that.
Fair enough. Okay. So I like it. I like the model, and I hope you get to success. You're already at $92K per month with the agency, and you know, we're going to crush it. We're going to keep going. Okay. So now let's talk about a quick speed fire run on sales specifically. Rapid fire. Ask you a bunch of questions and give me your first immediate thoughts. All right. You down?
Do it.
So I really like this concept that you talked about before, right? Which is you talked about how prospects are problem accustomed instead of actually problem aware. What's your take on what even these things are? And then how to get people from that accustomed state to aware state so that people watching can get close after close and just make hella cash?
That's really, really a great question. So like I mentioned, problem accustomed meaning when your prospect, if they get on a call, they typically they have a problem. Like they get on a call, they're not fully happy where you are. That's just how it is. That's like where they are, I mean. But the thing is, some people, like you understand, so when you ask, you talk to them like what you feel like is the problem or whatever it is, they don't know the answer. They're like, I don't know. Oh, I just want more. Right? The thing is, they have a problem. They just got so used to it, they forget about it. Like, what I mean by that is like the example that I always give is, let's just say, Tim, have you ever sleep on like a terrible bed before? When you lay your back on the bed, it's just like,
yep,
uncomfortable.
100%
on it. The first night, you're like, this is fucking uncomfortable. You sleep on it for a whole week. You get to the point you're like, nah, it's not actually not that bad. You get used to it. How many things in life that we get used to? A lot, right? This thing used to be a problem, and then you get used to it. People do that all the time. People compromise. But that's the thing. Most people are problem accustomed. So when they get a call with you, they already been through this problem. So especially if someone tell you, I've been having this problem for 2-3 years, bro, if they've been having the same problem for 2-3 years, bro, they are so used to it in their mind.
Then what do you do to get them from the accustomed state to the aware state?
That's when you have to be able to, number one, seat doubt. So like you ask question a way to seat doubt. So for example, say I used to sell lead gen, right? I used to sell lead gen to, let's say, real estate agent. And they tell me like, yeah, we only do referral. Okay, so like, let's just say, obviously you can't control referral, right? Like, I mean, you can't force people, put a gun to their head and give you a referral. But let's say when people don't send you a referral, like, how will you guys get clients then? Now it's a doubt seating question. And now they're like, well, I guess we don't. If no one, oh, okay. So is there no way, is there no like predictable lever you can pull in the business where you know like, hey, if I do this, I will get this? No, there's not. Oh, okay. You see how I'm seating doubt with those questions. So if you were someone who rely on referral, now you're like, shit, I don't have any way to predictably scale my business. So that's the way to get someone, because if someone's been relying on referral for their whole life, they're accustomed to the inconsistency, right? So you poke hole in it, and then now you have to educate. Like, yeah, because the issue is that most real estate agents, for example, they obviously, everyone started with the warm market. They always stick to referral. But the biggest thing is that it's just never consistent because you don't control it. You can do your best. That does not mean the prospect send you a customer. So now I'm educating them on the problem.
How they go from, I don't know shit, I'm just normal with the problem, to like, man, I'm screwed. Do this and how much you're able to make hella cash, right? So solid work.
Yeah, but that's essentially the thing is like, get someone to, all your prospect on problem custom, probably even you, right? You probably have problems that you're so used to.
Bro, are you trying to close me right now? Whoa.
I can. But it's like, there's probably things that, even me, bro, there's probably things that I'm so used to that a good sales rep, like you need good salespeople. Good salespeople help people make better decisions. Like someone who's super fucking fat that they get made fun of and they feel terrible themselves. They go sign up to the gym.
They didn't know they were fat. That's why you're going to put the mirror in front of them. I like it. So then another thing that I really like that you talked about, I think you were also talking about this on how to become a better salesperson and how to just crush it in the world of sales, which was the skill set that you gained of working so hard, which you were talking about seeing like Kobe seeing Shaq, or that example of Kobe and Shaq and how they could have become the best. And you explained that concept. Explain that concept to me and like how you found that led to your success.
Yeah, so I don't think I grew up working hard. So things always came easy to me. Like I was a smart kid. I never fucking studied. Always got good grades. I learned the piano. I got pretty good at it with like not that much practice. Like everything came easy to me.
And then there was like an era where you grinded.
Yeah, but that's the issue. When things come easy to you, bro, you are primed to be lazy because people do what they get rewarded for, right? It's like if you get rewarded for people telling you, oh, you're so smart, like, hey, you didn't even try, you're so smart. You keep fucking doing that. But the thing is, in business, you have to try. No matter how talented you are, you have to fucking try. Like, there's gonna be a point in your business you have to go hard. And again, in business, I saw success so easily. But what I found was like, if you never actually work hard, you never actually actualize your potential. That's what I think that's the thing I was telling you. So let's say my potential is here, right? If your potential is higher than most people anyway, you can see success with minimal effort. But for you to actually get to your potential, you have to put in the work. That was the example I gave you, was like when Kobe told the interviewer, was like, yeah, if Shaq was as hardworking as me, he would be the greatest of all time. Like Shaq's potential was so high, but he wasn't working hard. It was so high that he was still fucking better than most people. It was still one of the greats, even though he didn't as hard as Kobe. So I think that was like the biggest click for me because I had to learn how to work hard. That was the thing. I think being able to work hard is a fucking skill. Legit.
100%.
Most you have to learn how to work hard. You have to learn all these mindset reframes to keep you going when you don't want to go. That's a whole skill. And I really got to learn that when I was doing solar, doing the outbound team. And I used to like go visit different door-to-door offices and see what they do. And I took it, most people's standards are very, very low. Like no one actually sell for fucking 8 hours a day. I can like,
yeah, because they just sit there on the computer and they're just like, oh, lead doesn't come out. I'm gonna go eat food.
Straight up, they go eat food, they start call reviewing, they join different coaching call. Like most people don't actually spend 8 hours of selling, like actual selling. When I say selling, I mean like you either fucking selling someone or you calling people, finding someone to sell to. That's a two thing. The most powerful thing you can do as a sales rep is to sell someone. The second most is to go find someone you can sell to. Anything else you do is a waste of time, right? So most people don't actually sell for 8 hours. That's a fact. Like even for me, bro, the days I sell for 8 hours a day, bro, is because it's draining. You're like on the phone all day. It's just so draining.
So then you learn that, and that's, I guess, what really led to this grind dog mindset success, having 10 reps under you, getting to 92K per month with your agency. Very good.
I do think
Okay.
like just the thing is the culture in high ticket is also people come in with different mindset too. It's like I want to be like go to Bali, take a couple calls a day. I used to hire people for my offer back then. If someone hops on with me, the best question on screen call you can ask, like, when I tell you remote working, what's your thoughts? To you, what does remote working looks like? And they like, yeah, be able to travel, Bali, time freedom. I'm like, you're not my guy.
Get out.
Right? But then when someone's like, well, remote working is like, yeah, I have my office in my house. I show like you have to treat it like a fucking job. Most people treat high ticket sales like a side hustle, like a thing they just do to like make money online. But like, bro, if you want full-time income, fucking work full-time hours. That's the thing. So I think most people's expectation of high ticket sales is just wrong. But the one that crushes it, they're professional about it. They're not just like kid that's trying to make it online, you know. So
Respect. Okay. So what does win, lose, or draw they love you mean?
yeah. So I also learned from my mentor. Lose or draw, I love you. I think it's just one of the value that I hold myself. And it really helps me a lot because I used to, I think I want the other two, like when a prospect start getting pissy at you, you get pissed back because you're trying to lead right so much because your egos like flare up when prospects start saying some weird stuff, and you end up just like being pissed for the rest of the day because of one person. And win, lose, or draw, meaning like in regardless of what happened to the sale, I want the person who talks to me when they leave the call, they like me. Because at the end of the day, like you always want to, obviously you try your best. You want to leave the people that come to you, that talk to you in a better place than before they talk to you, whether that you actually help them out or you make them feel better, right? And I think just having that mindset helps me be able to sell more. That doesn't directly help you sell more, but I think having that keeps your mindset like where no matter what happened, you're not getting pissed at people. You have grace for people, and that's just rolled throughout the day. Because the amount of reps I talk to that get pissed, they talk to this one lady and she like says some stuff like, "Bro, what a bitch." I'm like, "Bro, like, what's the point?" You know?
Yeah, get chilled out.
It's just like when you
It leads to long-term actual success
yeah, when you say that,
for sales reps.
then you roll into the next call a little more pissed, a little more anxious, a little bit more frustrated.
And just keeps it builds the negative momentum.
You always building momentum. You build momentum positively or build momentum negatively.
Right.
You have to be intentional about it, you know?
Yep. I like that. So I guess, Tony, today, with your Vietnamese background being fat, female insecure, and then going into Hamza, Iman Ghazi, getting inspired to get into that SMMA, Joel Kaplan, having the generous success that you crushed it with Matt Shields for the insurance business, and then this absolute rapid fire sales dump that you made today. Just a quick final reminder for people. Of course, for me, they already know that they could go down below into the Instagram link and first link in description, go and follow me, right? Do you also recommend that they do the same?
Yeah, sure. Follow Tim Yu.
Right. And also make sure to sub to this channel and you will make more money. I guarantee it. Put this disclaimer on there. But where can people find you specifically?
Yeah, so I have a YouTube channel.
Yep, in the description. And then also your IG. What is it?
Yeah, my IG is just my name, Tony Lee. So Tony, so Lee with the 1E.
And make sure to go follow him, guys. Please do so. Tony's cracked on there. And thank y'all for watching another episode. That's pretty much it, right, Tony? And thanks, guys, for watching another pod of The Tim Yoon Show. See ya.
Thank you.
Bye.